got an occasion where treats or candy would be a great gift, which is pretty much any occasion, I've got a great way to package it for you. It's this cool candy bouquet or candy can or treat can, whatever you want to call it. And you can totally personalize it if you have a Cricut or Silhouette, making this a double gift. They can eat all the candy and then use the cool can for whatever they want. You can put pretty much any kind of treat or candy in here. Fun size, I've got cookies in here, I've got regular size candy bars here in the back. You can put the boxes in here. I once had someone ask me for a healthier can with nuts and dried fruit. That works too. So you can give these for pretty much any occasion. Birthdays, congratulations. You can give them as auction items for silent auctions. They are just fantastic and incredibly versatile. And they're quick, they're fast, and you can make one for less than $10. Come and join me, I'll show you how. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below.
Here are the supplies you're going to need. A small can, about 5 inches tall and 4.5 inches in diameter. Although if yours is a little bigger, a little smaller, it really won't make much difference. You can follow the link to Amazon to find them, or you can also find them at Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree, and sometimes the Dollar Spot at Target. Green floral foam. This is the kind that is squishier. You don't want to use the very firm kind that looks like styrofoam. Thin skewers. The Dollar Tree sells these too. So does Walmart and most grocery stores. Gift wrap filler. Floral greening pins. A hot glue gun and glue sticks. And whatever kind of candy or treats you want to put in here. You can use fun-sized, full-size, box candy, individually packed cookies, whatever you want, the sky's the limit. Optionally, you can use a Cricut or Silhouette, permanent vinyl, transfer tape, a cellophane bag about 30 by 22 inches, a weeding tool, and curling ribbon. I also included this fun #1 candle set that I got from the Dollar Tree because I was making my can for my son, who just hit his 1-year anniversary on his mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This first part is optional, but takes the gift to the next level. If you're personalizing the can with vinyl, then get designing. I usually use the person's name and an image of something they like, such as a hobby or interest. Using favorite colors for the graphics is a bonus too. I'm using Cricut Design Space. Once you've added the images to your canvas, you can click the text button on the left and add the recipient's name if you want to. Play around with fonts until you like the way the text looks. Once you've got your design looking the way you want it, measure the front of your can where you want to put the vinyl itself, avoiding any bumps or ridges because the vinyl won't lay flat there. Select the entire design to check the sizing. Resize the image or images so that they'll fit into your space. You can do this by going to the boxes at the top of the screen and changing the width, which is a W, or the height, with an H. They will change proportionally to each other unless you unlock them by clicking the padlock button right above the measurement boxes. Now it's time to cut out your vinyl. Do this by clicking the Make It button in the upper right corner. From the next screen, select the green Continue button from the bottom right, and next select your materials. When using Oracal 651, which is my favorite permanent vinyl, my machine works best if I use the everyday vinyl setting, and once I've selected that, I change the pressure from default to more. Once the arrow button on your Cricut begins flashing, you can insert your cutting mat with the vinyl on it under the rollers and press the arrow button. Once the mat is in the Cricut, you can press the C button, which will be flashing. Once your design has been cut out, press the arrow button to eject your cutting mat. Now using a weeding tool, peel off any area or piece that you don't want on your final image. For example, remove the center of any O's and the background itself. Once your design is ready, cut a piece of transfer tape a bit larger than your design and place it sticky side down on top of the vinyl. And using a scraper, the side of a credit card or a gift card, rub on the paper backing to adhere the vinyl to the transfer tape. Peel up the edge of the transfer tape, making sure the vinyl is coming up with it. If any pieces are stuck to the backing, carefully replace that section and rub it again with the scraper. Once the entire design has been transferred to the tape, Line up your design with the area you want to place it on and press down. Use the scraper tool to rub on the vinyl under the tape until you think it is secure. Now slowly peel off the transfer tape, making sure the vinyl stays on the can. If a piece isn't stuck to the can, place that area back down and use the scraper to rub it into place. If you chose not to personalize the can, this is where you jump in. Cut your skewers down to size in order to tier the candy so that you can see all of it, making it look more impressive. The skewer should be about 3 different sizes. I cut a total of about 15 skewers and just break or cut them with a heavy-duty pair of scissors and eyeball the sizes. I line up 2 to 3 fun-size candies and run a line of glue down the backs of all 3 and place a skewer onto the glue. If I'm using a full-size candy bar, I use 1 to 2 skewers depending on how heavy it is. And if any of the candy is one of those long rectangular boxes or a larger plastic package, I'll definitely use 2 skewers on the back, placing them at either side. While the glue is cooling on the candy, I use a knife to cut a block of floral foam, using the can to kind of measure how tall I want it. Then I use the knife to trim the corners off the bottom. Making it smaller allows it to squeeze into the can. A blob of glue on the bottom of the floral foam holds it into place in the can. I stick the smaller pieces that were trimmed off into the cracks around the larger chunk, using more glue to secure them, or just wedging them in so that they stay put. Plop some of that gift wrap filler stuff on top of the floral foam and use about 3 to 4 of the greening pins to hold it in place. It doesn't all have to be tacked down because the candy skewers will also help hold it in place. Be prepared to deal with this stuff for a while. It's like glitter and it gets everywhere. It's worth it though. Once it's secure and I've covered most of the floral foam, I use a scissors to trim anything hanging over the edge. Just make sure not to cut off too much or the floral foam will show through. It's time to add that skewered candy. I start with the longer skewers at the back of the can and put 3 or 4 things in depending on their size. If they're larger, maybe just 2 to 3. Just stab those things into the floral foam. Next, stick in the middle layer and finish with the front, which should be the smallest skewers. If something ends up looking weird, just pull it out and reposition. Once you like the look of all that candy and those treats, wrap the whole shebang up in one of those cellophane bags. I carefully place the can into one of the bottom corners of the bag, bring the unused corner up toward the top and the back, and secure it all just past the very tallest candy with some long curling ribbon. Curl the ribbon with the edge of your scissors. If your cellophane bag looks a little too big, cut off the excess at the top with some scissors, leaving about 3 inches uncut. Ta-da! You've made a really cool present. And when the candy has been eaten, they can use the can for holding whatever they want. And if you subscribe at the link down below, you can get this great looking gift tag that works for any celebration. And if you're already a subscriber, you can find this tag along with all of my free tags in my resource library. The link is on my homepage and the password is at the bottom of all my newsletters. Happy crafting!